Think prevention, live long.
I'm Dr. Aajay Shah. I'm sitting down with Mr. Hoeban, Joe Hoeban, and he's been my patient for some long time now. And we've been going over through his, not just a heart history, but also overall how he's doing with other conditions for the body. And I've been seeing him very regularly. He's compliant enough to come and see me very regularly, which is the right thing for all the patients and doctors to do, is see each other very regularly. The main concern I have, the reason we are sitting down and talking, is because I'm worried that he possibly has sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is one of the very serious condition where a person stops breathing at night while the person is sleeping. And typically we see that condition in a person who is obese, a person who has a very wide neck, 17.5 or higher size. Sometimes we see in people who have heart failure. The reason we worry about sleep apnea because it's just taking the fish out of the water. So you can imagine taking fish out of the water, no oxygen, how the fish is going to look for the oxygen, right?
Right.
And that's what happens to a person when they have sleep apnea. Now, once oxygen level goes down at night, because the person is not breathing, that's when adrenaline level goes up, just like the flesh is flopping around. Your whole body is inside flopping, essentially, and creating a lot of adrenaline level, high adrenaline levels. And that's when high blood pressure comes in at 2 in the morning. That's when stroke can set in. When the sleep apnea happens, when oxygen is low, the blood gets very thick.
Okay.
And when the blood gets very thick, no matter how much aspirin or Plavix you take, your blood gets very thick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when stroke can happen. At night, our insulin works properly. And insulin keeps your sugar under control to make sure the liver is storing the glucose and glycogen and other things properly. When you have sleep apnea, insulin doesn't work properly. When you have sleep apnea, next day you fall asleep in my waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you will wait an hour because you just fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wait an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Did you fall asleep?
Close.
Close. I think the point is sleep apnea is a bad condition.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's very under-recognized. A lot of doctors will not even think about sleep apnea.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of patients will not even think about sleep apnea. Now, in this case, you and me, I thought about sleep apnea and you agreed that you possibly have sleep apnea. So tell me, what's the problem now? Why are you not getting sleep study done? Tell me about it.
The biggest problem is there's just no money for it. I have Ingham Health Plan B currently, and it is not covered under that. The hospital told me that if I wanted to schedule it, they'd be happy to schedule it, but it would cost me $4,000 out of pocket. You might as well ask me to pay the national debt if you want me to have $4,000. That's what the problem is.
Now explain me, what is Plan A and Plan B?
The way I understand it, Plan A has more extensive coverage than Plan B does. Plan B is just bare minimum for doctors' offices, prescriptions, things like that.
And who gets A and who gets B? How do they decide that?
That I'm not sure how it's determined.
Okay, so who determines that? People or government?
Health department, that's where it's administered.
And health department has probably some kind of policy
Yeah.
where they read the policy and they make a decision.
Right.
And who writes that policy?
I would imagine our health department or legislators, somebody.
So a legislator writes that policy.
Yeah, I would assume that's how it works.
And how do the legislators go to the Congress? Who sends them to Congress?
I think we do.
You think we do or we do? We do. There's no thinking about it. Because we are the one who sends them.
That's right.
As long as you vote. Did you vote last time?
Absolutely.
Good. I did too.
I
think the bottom line here is that here we have a person who has quote-unquote health plan, so he cannot be considered anymore uninsured. So it's out of Mr. Obama's plan because he's not uninsured. He is extremely underinsured, but on the paper it looks like he's insured. So everybody's happy that he's insured, except he's not happy because he's not insured at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to me this is, I don't know what kind of Plan A, Plan B, Plan X, Plan Y, Z. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Why can't we have a plan instead of Plan A, B, C? We spend probably more money creating those policies, Plan A and Plan B, than just giving you a plan and be done with it.
Exactly.
So, maybe we'll change the policy for next million people, but for you, we need to do something tomorrow. Because if you wait to change policy, you probably be fish out of the water. So let's
Right.
not do that.
Right.
So what can we do about it? What do you think we should do?
I think there's gotta be a way to find some funding for me.
So number one, you can find some money as much as you can. So you have to get into all your accounts you can. You get into your retirement if you can. You smoke.
Yes.
You're going to try your best to quit smoking to save some money.
I'm
I think
doing that.
which you are already doing it. I'm going to try to call hospital, see if they can give you a payment plan, like $25 a month, which is very fair.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Then you can afford it.
Okay.
And then there are a lot of patients, Barb, who will get sleep study done. They will have CPAP mask, and then they lost weight, and they don't need it. And it's sitting at their house. We'll find somebody who has done that. We'll give you one.
Okay.
You know,
Works
so
for
why not? We'll just clean it properly and give it to you one.
That works for me.
There's nothing different than sitting in the same chair the previous patient sat on. It's just, as long as it's clean, we can reuse it. But we got to find the person. And we're going to call Senator's office. We're going to call Income Health Plan Director. I don't know what his or her name is. And we're going to ask them that if they don't cover sleep study right now, on the long run, they'll be covering for a lot of expenses.
Mhm.
Tell me what just happened to you last week. Was it Thursday?
Thursday night, yeah.
Thursday night. Tell me what happened. You were reading a book, or you were still sitting.
Yeah, and my right arm basically just quit working from the elbow down.
Do you think it was a stroke?
I don't know.
It was possibly a mini stroke.
Mhm.
You are fortunate, frankly, that you didn't have a full stroke.
Mhm.
Full stroke would have been very, very dangerous, life-threatening, plus extremely expensive both to you and society. Plus, it's life. It's not just money,
Yeah.
it's life. And I think sleep apnea, if it's there, can play a lot of role in what you're going through. So I'm going to talk to everybody we can. I think I'm going to talk to whoever we need to and see if we can get you covered. But I think if we get you covered, I don't think that's an answer. Do you think that's an answer? If we get you covered, it's an answer for you. But you
It's
think
an answer for me, yeah.
Are you going to stop there?
I don't think I can.
Because if you get your CPAP, if you need it,
Mhm.
and if you stop there, how about the next person?
Exactly. That's why I say I don't think I can stop there.
So if he gets you the sleep study done, and if you get you the CPAP if you need it, would you go out and tell people that if you need CPAP, go talk to your legislators?
Absolutely.
All right, that's pretty fair. So let's work on it.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Jack.
When we think prevention, live long, the heart of mid-Michigan strong.